What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, another withdrawal. So let's talk about it today. I actually wasn't going to post this up because I didn't think the withdrawal is that significant, but hey, a withdrawal is a withdrawal. And so let's talk about this withdrawal. So I requested a 2K withdrawal from my account. I got 1780 after the profit split. As you can see here, funds were removed, funds approved, risk approved, compliance approved, finance processing, and ultimately the funds will probably be sent. If not tomorrow, because it is a weekend right now, then probably Monday it'll be in my bank account. And ultimately, it has been a great experience with Topstep as well. As a lot of you guys know, I'm coming from like the Forex space, and in the Forex space, when it comes to their prop firms, a lot of the prop firms just seem to be predatory, right? First of all, the barrier of entry is a lot higher because for like a 100K account, you're gonna pay $500 to $600 for that account. There's various add-ons, etc. You're usually gonna have to go through a 2-phase challenge on average, right? And after going through all of that, you're gonna wait 2 weeks minimum, if not a month, before you finally withdraw and see your profits, and that's if they pay you out. Okay, so I'm not saying they're all bad, but it just doesn't seem like the best experience for most traders. Whereas, you know, moving on to the future space now, you have a firm like Topstep where I could get a challenge account for as low as $50, pass that account in a couple of days, pay my activation fee, and just like that, I have my funded account. And what I love about Topstep compared to many other futures prop firms is that you don't really have to worry about that consistency rule in the express funded stage, right? You could literally have a very, very great day trading when you have that express funded account, and all of that counts within what you can eventually withdraw, right? And that is just a big plus, a big win. And in a matter of like a week, 2 weeks, you could literally find yourself withdrawing thousands of dollars between starting a challenge, getting it funded, and hitting that withdrawal. You could find yourself actually withdrawing thousands of dollars in just 2 weeks time when it comes to a firm like Topstep. So experience has been really great, to be honest with you. Going to continue looking to see if I could get at least one more withdrawal before the year is over here. If I do, then I will share it with you guys. But ultimately, what I love most about sharing these things with you guys is that it shows verifiable proof, right? We know about these firms. These firms are pretty big. You can't really fake the withdrawals, right? Fake the profits when it comes to this, where a lot of traders in the trading space, they fake their withdrawals, they fake their profits. You don't know what's what. They're just showing you whatever's on the screen. You don't know if it's demo trading, etc. Well, this is verifiable proof that I am withdrawing from the market, all right? So ultimately, if we take a look in comparison from my last withdrawal was like 7K when you consider those two accounts that I had previously. The market has been much choppier to the point where I actually lost an account. I had actually added new accounts, right? I passed new challenges, but I also lost them as well because of the choppiness of the market. Did a trade as effectively as I wanted to, but still ultimately was able to withdraw with at least one account. But market has been choppy, to be honest with you. It's the last month of the year. We're getting to the end of the year, and that's not a big surprise. That's to be expected. Now, I want to talk about navigating these choppy markets. And what I realize is sometimes, usually the strategy that you might be using, it might have a tough time operating the way you're used to it operating in a choppy market. So you then have a decision to make. Either you're going to sit in your hands and you're just going to wait for the market to get more favorable, which is honestly okay. It's okay to not trade for 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks. That's okay. If the market's not favorable and you just want to trade a specific way in a specific market environment, then you wait. However, there are also ways to navigate, right? There are ways to navigate. I'm not saying it's perfect ultimately, right? I did lose some accounts, but I still was able to withdraw because I was able to navigate a bit, right? And that navigation, what that looks like to me is that ultimately we have a BC30 setup, right? We have an area of resistance that formed. Price failed to break above this area over here, and then price came back around. We have our breaking candle right around here. This was our breaking candle, entered on the next candle, had to wait a little bit, but ultimately we hit TP. Now, one of the ways we've been navigating these choppy markets is taking smaller TPs. Now, usually you're going to get a little less of a straight shot when it comes to a momentum move in these choppy markets. Momentum may not take you as far as it used to in a regular market, so you got to bring that TP down a bit so that you can up your win rate a bit more. Also, what may need to happen as well is that you may need to increase your stop loss. It's not uncommon to find yourself having a less R to R when it comes to a choppy market. Usually I want to go for like a 1 to 2, but in a choppy market, a 1 to 1 is usually ideal. There's nothing wrong with that. I even tell my traders, don't even be surprised if you have a negative R to R. I know a lot of people wouldn't recommend it, but when you actually have experience in the markets, what you realize is sometimes the market calls for a bigger stop loss so that you allow the move to breathe. And sometimes, just sometimes, for as big as your stop loss is, you may not get as big of a TP. Now, I'm not saying that you should have a significantly less TP, but it might be a little less, right, than what the stop loss is. And ultimately, that gives you a negative R to R. It's just about knowing how to maneuver and knowing how to navigate the markets in the different environments, guys. All right. So should that be how you're trading most of the time? Absolutely not. But when market environments change, there are different things that you have to do in order to navigate that. Think about any analogy when it comes to these things. In times of turbulence, right, there are certain things that you probably will have to do that you just wouldn't necessarily normally do in a normal conditioned environment, right? It doesn't mean you go so far outside of your protocol, right? But there are ways in which that you have experience to navigate certain things and certain situations that are happening in the market that are not necessarily ideal in regular conditions, but you just use them for a quick second to navigate these markets so that you could get the desired result. Okay. That's something that you can't really teach traders. It's usually something that comes with experience, knowing how to navigate different market environments. That just comes with experience, and you'll find your sweet spot over time on how to navigate those things ultimately, guys. But we still keep the same core, right? BC30 is the same core, just adjust things a little bit depending on what the market is calling for. All right, guys. So ultimately, yeah, the goal is to keep on withdrawing. Really want to get at least one more withdrawal before the year is over. Can't force it though. Depends on what the market gives me. Just want to trade smart and make sure that I'm sticking to the plan. So guys, I've been having a great experience with Topstep, and I know there's many other futures prop firms that are out there. In the comments, let me know what are your favorite futures prop firms. I know of many others. I know of Apex, and I know Apex may not be a favorite amongst many people. However, it does seem to have the biggest upside, unless there's another one that I'm missing. I've heard of Tradeify. Some of my traders have told me about Alpha Trading. So let me know, guys, what are your favorite futures prop firms and why? And I'll look into them and see if I can start trading those as well. All right, guys. So I thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, peace.